Jesus showed up the next day, 24 hours later, and he told me that our story, he calls it our story, is going to be heard by millions of people. And I laughed. I said, I'm not Billy Graham. So I told him, I said, no, you got the wrong guy. I'm not going to do that. And he just chuckled. He's in the room, but I can't see him this time, which was really weird. I knew he was there. There was this holy presence, and I just knew. And I kept saying, are you really here? Is this really happening, or is this my imagination? And he kept saying, it's really happening. You know, I need to tell you some things. I need to talk to you. First thing he said was, I had to get you flat on your back away from all the distractions so that you could hear me. And so that what that told me was, okay, I'm not able to even hear God's voice right now because I am too stressed out. One of the things that he said was, when you step out in faith, the enemy steps up his attack. And I thought, okay, sounds kind of scary. I mean, I don't want to be under some spiritual attack. But he just kept saying, our story's gonna be heard by millions. And he just kept telling me all these things that were gonna happen in my life. And now it wasn't like, go tell the world that the world's gonna end. It wasn't some weird thing like that. It was more just about me and what I'm gonna do and what he's calling me to do. He was saying, I need you to step out. This is what you're gonna do. He said, you'll have some valleys to go through, to walk through, but trust me, I've already approved them, which I thought was pretty strange. Like, you've approved bad stuff to happen in my life. Why would you do that? And then when bad things would happen, it would just pop back into my head like, wow, this is one of those valleys. But he said, when you're walking through it, just know that I'll carry you. And I thought that was kind of weird too. Like, I didn't know those things happened. Like, Jesus was never a personal savior, somebody that I could talk to like that until that moment. And then when it started, when I was walking through the valleys, my dad passed away suddenly. He was pretty young. I would always think, is that what you were talking about, Jesus? I mean, is this one of the valleys? And I just would get strength from prayer. I would just, talk to him and say, this is a rough one.
When people hear your story, they're going to want to idolize you. They're going to want to make you a hero. And they're going to think that you have supernatural connection to Jesus that they don't have. What would you say to those people?
The very first thing I say is, I am nothing special. You have every bit as much a power as a believer that I do. I am nothing special.